Hey, what's up? This is Travis Clark from the band We the Kings, and you're listening to Rhino Radio.
Or of Rhino Radio here today again through the magic of the internet. I have the pleasure and honor of speaking to Travis of We the Kings. How you doing today, Travis?
Fantastic, Aura. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. I hate talking to people on the West Coast because they just make me so jealous of their sun. As you can see, I'm wearing a hoodie and
Right.
you're sunburnt.
Yeah. Well, so I did like a charity golf tournament yesterday, which was kind of interesting to do in a pandemic. But I got sunburned, but we raised a ton of money for kids who are battling depression and getting them involved in athletics. So it was a really good thing to do, and I will sacrifice my sunburnt skin for a good cause.
Did you win as well?
I did not win. No, no, no. I shot so I usually shoot in the 80s for golf for those who are listening that understand that 80 is a decent score. I shot a 73. This is the first time I've ever shot a 73.
Okay, well, next time.
Yeah.
Uh, we're kind of talking today because you've recently released Saga, a brand new EP that I've already gotten the chance to enjoy a couple of times. And what I like the most about it, the backstory of the creation of the EP, if I'm mistaken, every track is either a reference or a tribute to a previous album. So
It is.
I was wondering
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you, was it some sort of an emotional roller coaster, kind of remembering all those stories where you were at that point? How did you feel even approaching the creation?
Yeah, for sure it was. Through our entire career, we've had, so many great times and so many amazing times, and a lot of those times dealt with the creative process of writing an album. So when it came to the approach of this EP, we, when we decided that, like, hey, how cool would it be to do a song that kind of reflects and references another album that we've put out, and do, since we have 6 albums, we'll do 6 songs, and each song will be representative of one of those albums. And it basically, it's funny, you don't, even though we've released the albums before, once they're released, you kind of don't go back in your mind to think about where you were, writing the album, both physically, geographically, mentally, and it was actually a lot of fun to go back. I literally, so I went through my phone, and I was I would go back to the time frame of when each album was going, and then I would go, on Instagram or Facebook to like collect photos, and it was so cool to remember some of the times that I didn't forget, but I hadn't thought of in so long. So it was this is the first time that we've ever kind of done a I guess kind of like a concept album. Like, there was a concept to it, and it was something that we wanted to go through, but I didn't fully expect or plan for the fact that it would be very emotional to go back through our lives as band members, as a band, our individual lives, and that was something that hit me multiple times during the creating of the record. Just sometimes it was, missing simpler times. Sometimes it was, missing a family member. Sometimes, uh, you know, great things, playing in front of our very first shows in small clubs, and even though we're playing bigger rooms now, there was something very special about the small rooms. And then thinking about, like, all the people that said that we couldn't make it, and using that as gasoline to fuel ourselves to want to make it, and to want to kind of leave our footprints in the world, as it were. So I didn't plan for the emotional roller coaster, but there was a couple times just in the writing process where it really hit me hard, and I like that, because I think that music is a very powerful thing, and sometimes, I can't expect our music to really connect with other people if it doesn't connect with me first. So I was happy that this EP did that for me, and I can only hope that so far it's been, doing that for other people as well.
I want to touch on two tracks from the EP that kind of connected for me. These Nights, that touches on missing friends, missing going on tour, but also one of the latest tracks on the EP, The Light at the End of the Tunnel, that touches on staying positive. That for me kind of connected around the last year of not being able to do some things, but also trying, hopefully succeeding, but trying to stay positive. And you already touched on you being active with charities that try and encourage positive mental health. I was wondering
Yeah.
how difficult, or what were your tools during the last year that you're obviously not allowed to do things that you planned, that you were used to, and
Mhm.
still staying positive?
Yeah, those two songs are two of the tracks that we kind of, well, we wrote everything basically in quarantine. Some of the songs came, Turn It Up came earlier. Um, and obviously with everything going on, it's heavy on my heart. It's heavy on my mind. And I know that, uh, there are people that are experiencing, real pain for the past year. And it, for me, I've always wanted to be, with love, I was always the hopeless romantic. With my mind, I was always hoping, and praying for better times, and for not just for myself, but for my friends, family, friends, or sorry, fans, strangers, the world. Hoping that we can get out of these like dark times is something that I've always felt, true in my soul. So when it came to writing tracks like that, the light specifically, I got to write it with two very close friends of mine from the band Simple Plan, Pierre and Chuck, and we were really touching base on that. We're like, this song is really going to affect people in a good way. That I got to say that the biggest compliment that we receive as a band, um, is not necessarily like, "Hey, I love your music." Like that's an incredible compliment, and of course we love that. It's the compliments that come and they say, like, your band and your music saved my life, and that gives us a huge responsibility to our fans and to people that are going to become fans of the music and of the band and of the songs. Because if we can be that, music saved my life, it saved the rest of the guys in the band's life. That was absolutely our escape, and that was absolutely something that we would gravitate towards when we were kids and we were having hard times. Like we would just throw on headphones and listen to music. So you realize that you have a big responsibility, um, to these kids to say like, hey, listen, yes, we're in a dark time, and yes, it's painful, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I can see it, and I know that this won't last forever, and just to keep your endurance up, and just and get through the struggle, and know that it's not just you. We're all in this together, and we all have different situations, but we all hope for better times. So that's a heavy sentiment, and I think when you put it into a song, it really is able to, for people like yourself and someone like me and a lot of our fans, I think that those are going to be the songs that people, especially now, that they gravitate towards, because it's not just about, being in quarantine and COVID and the pandemic and everything like that. This is for depression. This is for mental health as a whole, which I think, unfortunately, so many people, maybe if not every single person, has dealt with some level of that. So it was really important for us to add it to the record, but also in a way it was easy for us to write because it was so heavy on our minds.
Yeah, and I want to touch on something that I feel, first of all, I feel like it's relevant. I'm guessing it was some sort of a beacon of joy during quarantine, during lockdowns, but something that I don't feel like a lot of male musicians are being asked. If I'm mistaken, you have three daughters. Did I get
I
that
do.
right so far? Okay.
Yes, and one on the way, but
Oh yeah,
not. We don't know if it's a girl or boy. We wait until the birth to find out. But
I have a feeling you're gonna have four girls.
I have a
But
feeling that as well. Yeah, yeah.
I'm guessing you get this a lot. But which one of them is your favorite?
Oh, I don't.
No,
I
no,
don't
I'm
have.
joking. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
yeah.
But between being a touring dad and obviously over the last year a quarantine dad, um, how often do you get that daddy, you're embarrassing moment, even though you're a rock star?
So I don't get it yet. I know it's going to happen. I'm fully aware that it's going to happen, but my daughters are still young. So I have a 5-year old, a 3-year old, a 1-year old, and then our baby is due in June. Um, I know that it's going to happen and it's going to crush me. um, but right now I know that I'm just the light of their world. They're every time that I'm around, they just want to play all the time and they love me. So daddy's girl is a very real thing, and I'm very blessed to have girls to do that with. But um, yeah, I know it will happen. I'm not ready for it, but my goal is to keep the band together and active and popular for a very, very long time so that when they do grow up, they can stand side stage and be like, that's my dad. Like, if they ever said that, like, that's my dad, I'm so proud, I would just start crying immediately. So yeah, I'm not ready for it, though I know it will happen.
Okay, we'll touch back on that with
Yeah,
with
in
the
a
next
couple of
release.
years.
See
Exactly.
how that goes. Before we say goodbye, I want to confront you with a rumor. Your fans know a lot of things about you, and they know that you really like brushing your teeth. Is it true that you sometimes stop in the middle of a set to go to the side of the stage and brush your teeth, and then come back to the end of the song?
Sort of, sort of. And I guess hearing it out loud makes it sound weird. But sometimes we're very close to the fans. And okay, this is like I'm going to go deep on you. So when you sing, say for an hour, you're basically pushing air up through your stomach into your throat and then out. So if you say you eat pizza, you know, a couple hours before the set, you can get out there and then it starts like smelling like pizza, and then I can like if some of the other band members coming over and they sing in my mic, then I can like smell what they were eating. It's just a very weird thing. So there has been a couple times, I would say 3 times, where I in between songs, like during a drum solo or during one of the other guys talking or telling a story, I go back there and I get them. So yes, it's true. But I want to encourage good oral hygiene and dental health.
Okay, we
If
the
I had a little
Kings.
gleam, I could go gleam.
Yeah, we the Kings are looking for sponsorship with some toothpaste
Yeah,
and
all dentists. Yeah.
Hey, Travis, we said Saga is out now, a brand new EP that is definitely a ray of sunshine in this weird reality, and also in the middle of winter here in the UK. Is there anything else you want to say to fans and listeners
Thank you.
before we say goodbye?
Uh, I kind of always want to close with something because a lot of artists, unfortunately, take the idea of having fans for granted, and to each their own. But for We the Kings, we are uh, we are very, very understanding of the fact that none of this would be possible for us if we didn't have people there supporting us and listening to our music, not just today, but for the years and years that we've been a band. And I really want our fans and people who are listening to know that if you're a fan of We the Kings, I think of you like the sixth member of We the Kings, because without you, then the band wouldn't exist. And I think more artists, should understand that, and sometimes they don't. But we've never lost sight of that for a single day, and we're just, incredibly grateful, um, just for the opportunity to have been a band for so long and to be able to continue writing and releasing music and playing shows for people that we genuinely care about and love. So just a huge thank you for the band, for the fans out there, for giving our band, letting us live our dream. It's really amazing. So thank you to all the fans, and thank you for doing interviews, because this also helps connect new fans and old fans.
Travis of We the Kings, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I've really enjoyed Saga, the brand new EP, and chatting to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, and stay warm. It won't last forever.